in Ocala, Florida at the Ocala Drive-In. It's one of the last real drive-ins in the state of Florida. Tonight, on that screen, Metallica. Now, of course, we got here crazy early, so we're here way before anybody else. But this is what it looks like, at least at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, before we go get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Little pre-game Metallica meal when you're in Ocala with all the old people. You eat dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon because that's what people in Florida do. Our meal will be at the Garden of Olives. Oh, and there's a line. Parm, chicken margarita, and salad. Well, after a very delicious dinner, sharing the road, just in case you want to sit and watch traffic. We're heading back to the drive-in through beautiful Ocala, Florida, passing the body shop that's missing a garage door, and arriving at Body Shots 2. Body Shots was so good that they opened a Body Shots 2 apparently. And we're back. We have arrived. We have checked in. We got free nut butters.
And a pamphlet.
So the bummer is, online they really didn't make it very clear that you could bring chairs and sit in front of your car, you could sit on top of your car, you could sit in the bed of your car, you could do whatever you want to do. They have a band that's playing prior to the movie, so they have a Pantera cover band actually in the theater,
right in front of the
before the stage and stuff. So it's our first actual live concert since at least like before the pandemic, before March. And this is what it's looking like. So it's 6:30. It's technically almost 2 hours 45 minutes before the Metallica movie even starts, and they're gonna pack it in. So for everybody that thought it was super expensive, and it is, people are showing up. So if you go out to the concession stand or you go mixing around during the concert, you do need to wear your mask. When you're out in the public, I have my Metallica mask that we ordered online back in July. Mary has one as well. And we actually picked up Metallica Pandemica t-shirts for the concert tonight. So we're all set. And I thought we'd be the only people wearing like the Metallica shirts for the concert. But there's a guy like first in line to park that's wearing one as well. Now, I have seen Metallica well north of 100 times at this point. We're a very early adopter into Metallica land. We used to drive prior to Mary, basically follow them across like multiple states and see many, many shows in a row. Because if you haven't seen Metallica before, they always generally change up their set list, etc.
Yeah, it's never the same.
It was kind of one of those things. I remember even before we were married, we went to see one of their shows in Giant Stadium, and that's when like the embarrassing thing comes out where you're like, when people ask like, "Yeah, have you seen them before?" or anything, you're like, "Oh yeah, like just 103 times or whatever." So.
And me, I'm like, 3.
Yeah. So, but I've. The last time that I was in a drive-in, not Metallica drive-in, but just any drive-in, I think, was in the early 90s in Scranton, Pennsylvania area to see Critters.
Oh.
Movie Critters.
I've never been in a drive-in. This might be my first time.
So they don't have the little squawk boxes next to the cars at this point. Instead, you have to use FM radio, so you can either leave your car running. And ironically, the FM station that they're tuned to at
102.7.
for the thing is 102.7. So if you're in New York, back in the early days, was WNEW was 102.7. So that was the rock station. And if you listen to them, they always had like perfect album sides.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff, so you're listening, it would be like they play like a full half of a record. back in the days, before we called them vinyl, which is so grating and stupid. But
I know. Records.
You play half of a record.
Albums.
But anyway, this has been a long time coming. I think they did Garth Brooks, they did Blake Shelton, and I think they've had some other they've
had some other smaller bands I've saw.
But this is a Metallica. It's pay one price. You could put 6 people into your vehicle for the same price. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get it going.
So if you don't mind sitting next to 6, people, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
So we brought our little travel speaker. We brought a little rechargeable battery to keep it going. And we're going to have fun. There's a new version of the heavy metal parking lot. Let's all go to the movies. Time to get some concessions going. Intermission time. Snacks. Gosh, they're playing Metallica out here. Well, this is what it's looking like. Like 2 hours beforehand. We got a little bit of rain happening. This place is pretty packed out. So the sound for the movie is going to come through 102.7 while we're here. There's a stage for a Pantera cover band, and their sound check is now coming through this radio station also, which we thought there was a major problem a moment ago. We have live music for the first time in 6+ months.
Let me know when you're ready for us, Mark. Before that it was like Tom Petty, and I heard Pearl Jam and Nirvana, and then I heard Metallica. I was like, damn, that's heavy.
Starts. So the Metallica live stream was happening 2 different times tonight, depending on where you went. If you went to Epic, which was closer to us, it's just like a white wall painted on the side of the movie theater, so it was an actual drive-in. But that started at like 7 o'clock, just as the sun was going down. And in Ocala, started at 9 o'clock from the Metallica portion. Uh-oh. We didn't pay the electric bill. But they actually, I think they have an opening band before the thing goes on. Not only like this Pantera band, but it starts at 9 o'clock, which I figured if you start at 9, if in Florida it doesn't rain, usually at night it always rains like between 5 and 7 o'clock, for like their afternoon shower.
Yeah.
So we chose wrong.
To the balcony, determined. That one, what is that?
There's a guy selling bootleg shirts at the drive-in movies. So we're down to 15 minutes to go before Metallica starts. The rain came and it went away just as quick as it came. So we got to see a little bit of that Pantera cover band up close. It was a little bit of moshing with the side of COVID to go.
Yeah.
Not exactly embracing of the mass culture in Ocala, Florida. So pretty interesting setup. Virtually every space is taken. At first when we got here, it was like kind of distanced out, so it was like every other space, and it seems like almost every space is filled up. It goes all the way from the front to the back of the drive-in, so there's only one screen going tonight.
One that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are.
This mountain is reserved for patrons of drive-in theaters, snack bar, like soft drinks, hot dogs, good hot coffee.
But I am a patron of this drive-in.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have less than 2 minutes till showtime. Our concession will remain open until 11:30. We have 2 hours and 40 minutes of the greatest concert ever seen at a drive-in theater.
Calming attractions. Love you. See you soon.
The rain has come back. 3 Days Grace was awesome. They played about 40 minutes, all of their hits, and the crowd actually is cheering in the parking lot or drive-in as the show goes on. Heavy metal parking lot 2020.
2020.
This is awesome. Oh, Metallica. Pandemica. That's a pretty long countdown.
Yeah.
It's happening. Yes. I'm so glad that they included this. Rest in peace this year. I'm not going to show a lot here, but they're playing outdoors. This is so cool. The rain has returned even heavier than before.
I got a list of, there's a lot of them. I had no clue there were still this many theaters out here.
By the way, look at how many miles. Yes. And so,
Thank you, Sonoma.
it ends.
Thank you, guys. Check your car batteries.
And this is a look at how many cars were in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the visit with us tonight at the Ocala Drive-In. The entrance gate that you came in is presently locked. Please do not try to go off the entrance gate. Please follow the driveway that you're on, the road that you're on, all the way to the fence line by the highway, to the right, and follow that all the way down to the highway.
Interesting jump cut. We just went from concert to home, and it's not even the same day. It's the next day. We used to rock and roll all night and party every day, and now we're lucky if we can do it for half of a night.
Oh, God, yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was a really fun time out at the drive-in. The drive-in, very antiquated, but still very homey or cool.
It was my first time at a drive-in, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, the bathroom was decimated like halfway through the night.
Yeah, it wasn't working.
The people were all out in front of their cars. It was like a giant party, like a parking lot party. Usually, like before you would go to see a concert. So
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. As for the price, I think a lot of people balked because it was expensive, no doubt about it. And I know when Garth Brooks initially did his thing, I was like, that's so ridiculous because he's a man of the people. And I think Metallica over the years when I started seeing them was in small clubs, and it used to be dirt cheap. And I have stuff hanging up in our den, like tickets from the Black Album tour were like $20 a piece. And that didn't make a difference, like even if you were like towards the snake pit or in the snake pit or wherever and stuff. And now
we're at the point where it's not $20.
So it was to break it down, it was $115 for a car up to 6 people. So you could in turn end up having this, generally be like break it down to like $20 a person or less. It also included 4 digital downloads of the S&M record that came out this week. But if you went by yourself solo, they played a 16-song set list, so it breaks down to about $7 a song. Plus they had 3 Days Grace open up when they played about another eight songs or so. So there was value for the money depending on how much value you find in music and everything.
Yeah.
So, and the concessions were really cheap at the place.
Yeah, they were.
And the only thing that was a bummer was a little bit judging the rain, but this is Florida and that happens.
Yeah.
It was a really fun time, and I would definitely go back and do it again if there was another act that I wanted to see, because it was better than being shoulder to shoulder with somebody at this point.
Yes.
In the year 2020 is just not the year for concerts so far.
It was actually very comfortable and enjoyable, to the point where, you know, like, you get older and you want to sit down, you could sit down and still see.
Yeah. And Metallica supposedly be back next year for Danny Wimmer shows, so I'd expect them to be at Rockville if it happens. I'm not sure that Rockville in the spring is going to happen at this point because of the way speed trending for vaccines and things like that and safety, but I guess we'll see how it goes. For now, that was awesome. Thank you for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great day. We'll see you guys.